All right. Bang, bang. Week 7 is here. The season is flying by. I cannot wait until the NFL moves to an 18-game season. Cut out all the preseason like they did this year. COVID might bring some good stuff because that means we have a couple more weeks to break down football and make some money. We're going to change things up this week. Before we do, just a friendly reminder, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps us out a ton. This is free content. We're giving you out the best free plays here. But we're going to narrow it down when we get down to the deep dive and tell you exactly who we're going to play and why as the week goes on. All that content is at dfsdads.com. Join, use code RC, use code Dustin or Price. It don't matter. It's all the same to us. And you can join the family, join the Slack. But we're going to be breaking down running backs and defense on this video. We're going to give out a couple picks each that we like early on, and then talk about the great defenses and paying $4,700 for a Buffalo defense. I don't know, $4,700 is just insane.
It's not the defense; it's the offense they're going against.
Very true.
4,700. I rest my case. No, but it's good. I hope you guys like the new format. Let us know in the comment section below what would bring the most value to you, because you are watching this. We want you to be entertained, and we want you to get to learn something and get some value out of it. So let's break down running backs first. And Price, I love that shirt. Love that shirt. And we're going to have you break down the first running back. Who do you like?
All right. So first one I'm going to get into is the first one who just popped for me, just scrolling through, is he's cheap. 4,900, Justin Jackson of the Chargers. So I have Eckler in season long. He went down, and everybody was hyping Josh Kelly. But Justin Jackson has been there, done that for the last 2 years. He dominated the share last week. He also got caught 5 balls out of 6 targets. And I don't know if y'all watched the games, but he's looked better than Kelly. He looks like a better athlete, and he's been in the offense and knows it better than Kelly, who just arrived. So I think that gives you great savings. And he's against the Jaguars, who are garbage. They gave up like 180 yards to Adrian Peterson and DeAndre Swift last week. So Justin Jackson is going to eat all game long. And the only other guy I really like, if he plays, is Melvin Gordon. He has a history of beating up on the Chiefs. Good offensive line. And if you actually look at the advantage the Broncos have in the run game against the Chiefs, he's plus 30% there just on the lines. So you know he's back. He's going to get a bunch of – he'll get 15, 20 carries. He'll get 5 targets against a Chiefs run defense that's okay but not great. So I'll take the volume at 5,500, the volume at 4,900, and I'll be able to spend up wherever I want. And I have 2 great cheap plays.
I love it. I love it.
And the goal line carries. You know, they're not going to put little Phillip back there probably for the goal line.
Yeah, they tried that last week. He didn't freaking score.
I know. I had him in my DK. But I do love the Jackson pick because I have him this week. I have CMC and Sanders in my season long.
Oh, brutal.
And I'm going up against Chris this week. So
that's an automatic L.
Ham. So as far as me for running backs this
hold
week,
up.
What?
If you're going to talk about season long, you have to call me the champ. You're playing the champ.
Playing the chump. Loser eats a hot chip. How about that?
In our season long that we've done for the last decade, negative. I won last year, so I am considered the champ. All right, go ahead, Dustin.
First time in the playoffs, too.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start cheap.
Wrong.
On my running back pick as well. 4,800, Latavius Murray. I know some of you are probably like, this guy's crazy, but he gets about 15 carries a game with, three targets, right? And they're going up against a defense that likes to give up some rushing yards, right? So it's one of those weeks where I think Latavius can smash it in there, get a touchdown or 2, 80 yards, and, he's paying off big time. So I like Latavius at the lower end because he gets the volume. It's going to be there. He's going to get it. So, and then playing the defense that he's going up against with the good plus matchup. So, and Carolina. So Latavius for me at that price point is a great play. Going on up, I like James Conner, even though Pittsburgh seems to not want to give him the ball on the goal line.
They give it to Chase Claypool on reverses instead.
It's like come on.
That sounds like my Clyde Edwards-Helaire pick. And and people last week, you cannot say James Conner, if you're a James Conner truther, say that he got screwed out of a touchdown at the end of the game. They were up by like 30 points and the backups were in. That was not him getting screwed like Clyde Edwards-Helaire does on his goal line carries of holding and pick plays.
Sounds salty, bro.
I am salty. It's cost me a lot of money. It's cost me cashing twice in $100 GPPs.
So Connor, right? He's kind of one of those guys that doesn't seem to be super popular in DFS, but he's the past 4 weeks he's been pretty good. 3.4x, 4.2x. He had a down week with 2.2 when Price took him, of course, and then almost returned 3x last week. So got 20 carries. Going up against Tennessee, who their weakness has been the run a little bit this year, and then Pittsburgh has a great defense, and they're going to shut Henry down, I think, and force the Titans to throw a lot, which they throw well because they run well. So it'll be interesting. I think Pittsburgh might have a positive game script and be able to feed Connor, and him hit 100 yards and a touchdown. So I like Connor in this spot.
The game scripts of the Titans games have actually been pretty fast paced. You would think of them as a slower paced defensive run the ball team. I don't know.
Fastest pace last week. I believe they talked about how you wouldn't think it, but Houston and Tennessee had the most implied plays of any matchup.
It's insane.
And they combined for like 80 points.
Yeah. So it's wild to me. But let's get on to, y'all talk about all these cheap plays. There's someone pretty up there that's pretty good. His name is Aaron Jones. He's a touchdown machine. He has 7 touchdowns in 5 games so far. They just need to feed him the rock and not give carries away to other people because he's the superior ball carrier. It baffles me sometimes. And he's in a smash spot. Playing the Houston Texans, Price. They are dead last at allowing rushing yards per game. And they're also dead last at allowing 5-point yards per carry. What does that mean? It means you lock and load with Aaron Jones. You might want to attack this game. It's a very good game to attack. The Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams just killed me last week, and I had 3 main GPP lineups, and I stacked them last week. And Aaron Jones, I think, is a good price here. Hope to get 1 or even 2 touchdowns. Any hate on that pick, Price or Dustin?
No. As soon as I was talking at the gym with my trainer on Monday, he's like, I don't know who we played this next week because he's a Packers fan. I said, bro, Aaron Jones is about to light us up and go for like 150 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those games where they're going to score often and score a lot. And Aaron Jones is gonna get his. He's also really good in the pass game too. So
yeah. I have one more pick though. One more pick. I've been on this guy a decent amount this year talking about him. And Mostert is hurt. High ankle sprain. He's gonna be out probably 3 weeks. So who do we like, Price?
Jerick McKinnon.
Bang, bang. McKinnon. It's McKinnon week. Let's go. Lock and load McKinnon and Aaron Jones. I love it. There's nothing else to say. That's all I need to say about him.
Their offensive line. Obviously, they seem like they run on pretty much anybody but Miami.
And look at how good of a matchup they have in the run game against New England.
I know. I saw it.
New England is not as good. We were talking about this before we started. They're middle of the pack, I think 18th in run defense. I don't quote me on that stat, but they
miss Hightower and Chung so much.
Oh, so much.
Especially Hightower. He's amazing against the run.
Yeah.
And they just can't stop anybody.
Yeah. So
I'm just saying, if Lindsey can run for 100 yards, McKinnon
can run for at least 110.
Yeah, for sure. And he seems like he's healthy, so go for it.
All right.
Hey, easy on the ACL tears, bro.
Big fade of the week.
Big fade.
Alvin Kamara.
Woo! Oh boy, go big or go home with that one.
Because I sold you on Latavius?
So before you talked about Latavius, you got to remember Michael Thomas is back. It's going to eat into his receiving because they're going to look for Thomas Short. That's where he lives. Is just throwing the rock, he catches it. And Latavius, he's going to run down Carolina's throat. So if you think about the game script, they should be up and they should run the ball with Latavius. And Kamara has done a ton of his damage through the air. He runs for what? Like 12 times a game. So even if he averages 6 yards a carry, that's 70 yards. If he cuts his receiving down in half, which you would expect with Thomas back, you're then getting like 17 points out of someone who's 8,000 or what, 7,900. That's not value. He's not hitting value.
Yeah.
I think you can play him in cash this week, but I personally don't think you play him in a GPP at all, especially if Michael Thomas plays. Another fade, we could talk about is Derrick Henry after a monster game last week. Monster game. I mean, you could fade him. I think you could play him too, though. I mean, he is a running back one, but I have no problem completely fading him this week at all, especially with some of our lower end guys. And some of these stacks, if you want to stack on like the Seattle game, those guys are expensive. So I think that's it for the running backs. Let's get on to defense. We'll let you.
One last guy to fade is coming off the biggest career game he's had is Kenyon Drake.
He's at a pretty cheap price though.
He's 4,800, but if you look at the stats, Arizona has the worst matchup in the run game this week. So I think people are going to see him at 4,800, see he just gashed Dallas for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns and click him.
Price, you could gash Dallas right now.
Hey, dude, I'm getting lean, bro. Getting lean. I'm just saying it's a trap. Don't pick him.
DeAndre Swift might be a trap too.
Agree.
Okay. So let's get to defense. So Price is lock and loading. He obviously likes the high-end defenses. He never plays down cheap. And $4,700 is a price point that Price just loves for defense.
I can't do it. I want to because the Jets are so so bad.
No. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Who is going to be worth it? The Washington football team. Dallas is down to their 4th and 5th string tackles. They lost Zach Martin, so they're on their 3rd string guard, their 2nd string center, their backup tight end, and Washington's front 7 is going to annihilate these guys. Andy Dalton he should have had like 4 picks. That first throw, he literally threw it to the linebacker.
Yeah, he did. He was thinking touchdown.
Jonathan Allen is going to destroy him. He can't escape this Washington front 7. They're going to get like 7 sacks, a pick, and probably a strip sack. They're going to more than pay up. They can give up 28 points, 35 points. That shit don't matter. They'll get 0 points for that, but then they'll get 15 points from sacks and interceptions and fumble recoveries.
I don't know who I want to pick down here.
For me to hear though, as a Cowboys fan.
But it's true.
It's not far from the truth.
What about the very, very bottom here? I mean, is it possible for you to play a Jet? I mean, ever since DraftKings changed how they do defenses, where the Jets are not $800, it kind of sucks, honestly, because I think
you can still play them this week, though. I mean, Josh Allen has shown the last few games he turns the ball over.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think it's one of those games like the Jets. When people play the Jets, they're like, they don't care. They're just like, ugh.
If they get you 4 points, it's
gotta go play the Jets.
Yeah,
they just come out flat, and the game's ugly. Look at Miami; they came out on fire, and then it was kind of like, they're so bad. Let's just coast to a win.
I kind of like the Lions is my initial build at 2,200 because if you know me, I'm gonna go cheap on defense. I don't care. The highest I would go this week is the Washington football team. We're gonna use them. I mean, I say that, but I say that, but the builds kind of can change. But I'm with Price on Washington, and then the Lions have a actually pretty good pass defense. The Ohio State cornerback started the year really bad. He's coming on, and Matt Ryan, Matty Ice can throw some really bad games. So I don't care if they give up 30 points. I'm just looking for a couple sacks and hopefully an interception to pay off the 2,200. What about you, Dustin?
Yeah, so I'm kind of targeting the same type of. They're a little bit pricier. The Cleveland Browns. The Steelers are the kryptonite. They just mollywop them. It seems like every time they play them.
I actually like this pick a lot.
And that game was terrible. But they're going up against Cincinnati, right?
That offensive line. Woo.
Yeah, Cincinnati, I think, is 31st in the league and giving up sacks at 4 a game. And you got a young quarterback back there. So you got Myles Garrett rushing the passer. I think they get 4 sacks, a couple turnovers. Mixon's not necessarily the best at ball security. And then, Burrow has shown he will try to fit it in there, maybe when he shouldn't. So, they're going to give up points. But I think the payoff, kind of like y'all are looking at for the sacks and the turnover potential, I just like them a little more because I feel like it's a little more set in stone, right? They're going to get 4 sacks, maybe more. And so I like them. I like them this week. But, I mean, obviously Washington, Dallas is.
I think with Dallas's offensive line being in shambles and having Dalton back there, Washington should be the optimal play of the week.
Yeah, and Dallas is starting to get in that mode of just giving up on the season, it feels like. I don't know. They're like right. I know, but it just feels like that team is falling apart with the coaching staff. I mean, maybe they can get
reports of them hating Mike McCarthy came out.
Yeah, maybe they can get Fitzmagic though and start turning things around. I think that would be an awesome quarterback to have for them. I think I could win the Millie playing Fitzmagic with that offensive coordinator. I don't know. I think the one fade. I'm gonna just throw one fade out there. Personally, the Steelers at 3,500 for that price tag. We were just talking about Tennessee's offense is pretty high paced. I mean, they're the best defense, but 3,500 to me just against an offense that is capable. I don't really think that's an optimal play in my opinion.
With you.
All right. Fair enough. Defense, lock and load, go cheap. I mean, Price sold me on the Washington. I kind of dig that one. Running backs, we got a lot of options there. We got a couple of fades. We're taking some risks there with Kamara, but fade them for the DFS dads. Let's make some money. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're gonna bring you all a few more videos this week. A little bit different format. We'll see y'all soon.